You are watching Momentum 2025 here at MomoCon at the Georgia World Congress Center. My name is Bobby Blackwolf, and I am thrilled to be hosting for what I've been told is an easy Kaizo. This is an easy game. That's what I have been told. Akogare Mario World. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I am here with YFM. So YFM, tell us a little bit about this and show us how this is done.
All right, what's up, MomoCon? I'm YFM, or as most people in the Super Mario World community know me as You Fail Me or Just Fail. I'm very excited to be here to bring you guys Akogare Mario World. If you looked at the schedule, you're probably going down and thinking, what in the heck is that? I've never heard of that Mario game. Well, that's because this is a Super Mario World Kaizo ROM hack. This was made in a level editor called Lunar Magic, which was released 25 years ago. This was made by a creator named Megascott, or just Mega as I refer to him. And this is a Kaizo ROM hack, and it would take me longer than my estimate to explain Kaizo to you all, so I will just give you the very abridged version, which is very difficult platforming that requires almost a mastery of the physics of Super Mario World, which, if you played the game as a kid, you're probably thinking, oh, that game was pretty easy. Trust me, it's a lot more complex than you think. And when we're talking about Kaizo, we're talking about levels that are typically constructed in a way where the player can really only progress in one way. All the things that you take for granted in Super Mario World, like mushrooms and Yoshi and power-ups, are all stripped away. And also the creators are nice enough to hit you with some trolls along the way too. But of course, this is a speed run, so we know all of those. So hopefully we won't be hitting them. But yeah, with that out of the way, I'll stop yapping, and we can start the run in 3, 2, 1, go. And we have a classic opening sequence here, Megascott letting us know that there's no story in this hack. Because Kaizo players, they don't want lore, they just want to run and jump. And as you'll see in the top left, this hack is pretty rare. It has a death counter. And what that means is I am going to be contributing $5 for every death that I take in this speed run, which, you know, maybe that's a mistake as we start off with an early death.
All right, that's $5.
But yeah, $5. It goes to a good cause. But yeah, we have a kind of a classic level 1 here, and a lot of old school Kaizo hacks. The level 1 is a kind of themed around bullet launchers, and so you'll see those used in both of these sections here. And we have to dodge these, and then we have to time this. These shoot in a set interval, so once you kind of know the timing, it is very easy. And
yeah, this looks easy.
Yeah, just like that, we're at the end of level 1.
All right.
When we're not dying, these levels go extremely quickly. So as quickly as I can explain a mechanic, the level will most likely be over. With that being said, level 2, I do want to quickly explain a mechanic. And Megascott teaches us this in a message box at the beginning, but of course for speedrunning, we can't hit this message box. He is teaching us that Mario's butt can sometimes be more powerful than his feet. And what that means is we can actually preserve Mario's slide state here that we get at the very beginning of the level. As long as you don't hit left or right in the air, you will preserve that state, and that will let you pass through enemies that otherwise would kill you. And yeah, so you'll kind of see that used in the start of both of these sections. And yeah, just like I said, there's a lot to learn in Super Mario. Especially when you're getting into Kaizo. Oh, hey, there's Yoshi. You know what we do with Yoshi in Kaizo. We throw him in a pit.
Oh.
Yoshi is a tool for us to use in Kaizo. I'm sorry. I love Yoshi, but often he is used as a glorified double jump.
It's not nice.
Yeah. Yeah, now we're moving into the sub-map that I call Oops All Caves, because these are 3 cave levels, all with the vanilla cave music. And this would probably be a good time if we have any donations to go ahead and get those in. This is a pretty standard Kaizo level.
Yeah, this looks just totally easy and normal. Yes, we actually do. We are raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Go to speedrun.gives. We actually have an incentive open. If we raise $1,500, the Celeste run, we will get all the red berries. But hey, we have a $10 donation from Metal Crazy that says the Super Mario World community is the best community I found on Twitch. Best of luck to You Fail Me. Very proud of having Fail once again on a speedrun stage. Fail would fail world, fail world.
Thank you, Metal.
And we have a $15 donation from BD that just says, Fail world?
Fail World. Yeah, if you guys don't know what, of course you guys don't know what they're talking about. There is a Super Mario World ROM hack called Fail World that a bunch of my amazing friends made for me and released in the December of 2022. Yeah, that meant a whole lot to me, and it's a pretty long one, so that's why we're not seeing it here on this stage. And believe it or not, it is much more difficult than this one. A little bit scary for a marathon, but nonetheless.
So you got something to work towards.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
MomoCon, 2026, Fail World for sure.
All right, did you hear that production? Just, making sure. Someone take a note of that.
All right, we're through level 3.
There we go.
So yeah, we're at 5 deaths. My PB, I believe, which I PB'd when I was derusting for this, my PB is only 7 deaths. So, we've taken some deaths at the beginning of the game that obviously if this was we were trying to PB, we would have reset. But we don't have that luxury here. But hey, I'm happy to take some deaths here to raise money for a great cause. Again, we have another lovely cave level here. If you've seen any more recent Kaizo Mario World ROM hacks, maybe at GDQ or at another marathon, you'll probably notice that a lot of them nowadays have custom music inserted into them. This one being from all the way back in 2018, a little before that time. So there was a custom music version of this, but it's in my opinion, it's not canon. So I love hearing the vanilla music, and I'm happy to hear it. Happy to hear it while playing through this.
What custom music did they make in Fail World? Did they make any?
One of my great friends who goes by Fire, he actually did 22 ports all by himself for that game. And just for reference, I think there's 27 levels in that. So yes, he showed out for that, and those were all essentially done just for that project. Most people do these ports, and they release them to the public for people to use, but those were made for a special occasion. But yeah, one thing I didn't mention is how many levels are in this run. This is what we call the any percent. We don't reach the credits in this run. Oh, hey, we have Yoshi again, so we probably need to throw him in a pit.
Aww.
There we go. But yeah, so this is the any percent run. It covers 17 exits. This hack actually overall has, I believe, 28. So it's a pretty beefy one. And really, all that any percent does is it skips the switch palaces. There are 3 switch palaces along the way. And then there is 4 special world levels. So it adds a good amount of time to the run. I think my PB in that's maybe 35. Actually, it's been a while since I've ran that. But yeah, so we're doing a little bit of an abridged version here. And yeah, you'll see on the overworld, a few levels have these red dots, meaning if we were going for the secret exits, this is where we'd want to look for them. But yeah, now we have this nice looking dolphin level here. If I remember correctly, dolphins kind of got snubbed on the Mario Kart tier list, as well as a few other Super Mario World characters, which I didn't take too kindly to that. But the audience was speaking from their heart, so I can't be too upset. And
it's only because Croc wasn't on the Mario Kart tier list.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yes, I think the game tier list today had even more hot takes.
Yes.
That's for sure. And just like that, we're out. See, these levels go by very quickly. But now we're approaching the first and only water level. Most Kaizo players would be saying, "Thank God." Kaizo water levels have a bit of a bumpy history. In early Kaizo ROM hacking, water levels were almost essentially known as to be very slow, very long, and just not quite as fun because you're not running and jumping, you're swimming. That being said, Super Mario World does control extremely well in the water. As you can see, I'm able to do a lot of these controlled swims by holding down when I'm hitting B to swim. And same thing goes for the up button if you want to do like rapid upward swims. So it does control very well, but again, it's not running and jumping. It's not what most people want to do when they're playing Super Mario World. This water level is not too bad. Again, it suffers from a lot of the old school water levels of being pretty long, but again, it's not one of the more, well, as a first-time player, it certainly is one of the more difficult levels, but in the speed run, not too bad. And now we're moving into the second section, and this is a lot shorter, but it's what is called a fast auto-scroller, which you will quickly understand why it's called that. As you'll see, Mario has been sent off to the left side of the screen as we start going insanely fast, and now we try and get in this pipe, and we got in. That's kind of a scary pipe. Yeah, that's kind of a classic Kaizo trope, those fast auto-scroller sections. This one done in a water level is pretty unique, I will say. And yeah, we're in and out of there with no deaths in the water level. That's
there you go.
If I'm doing PB attempts, the water level is one that is often a reset point. So, and yeah, I think we're already almost halfway through this run. These Kaizo levels go by very quickly.
Well, then let me get some of these out. We have a $10 donation from Anonymous that just says Mario. We have a $20 donation from Blueberry Gary and a $20 donation from Skags. And we do have a little bit more here. We have a $10 donation from Sam that says good luck, and an $11 donation from Nixon Corral that says Mamma Mia.
Oh, that's a great Mario impression. Love to hear that. All right, I'm going to show you here when I get into this door, one of Mega Scott's dirty little tricks. If you're playing this for the first time, watch out for that. Yeah, if you jump over to the checkpoint without being careful, you will hit that block and fall in the pit because Mega Scott is ruthless. That's one of the more nastier trolls in this hack. But now look who's come back to fight us. We're fighting Yoshi. He's made a home in this lava, and we have to jump on him 3 times. So that's a reskinned Windy fight. If you've ever played Super Mario World, you may be familiar with the boss Windy. Mega Scott himself actually drew the graphics for those little Yoshis, and he crushed it. This hack has a lot of, especially for the time, it's got a lot of really nice things done with the aesthetics that weren't really common at the time. And now Mario can just destroy this castle with his feet somehow. And this is a classic vanilla cutscene with some edited text by Mega. After sieging the keep, you hear the distant noise of the watchers' cheers. You even feel as though you can see the GG emotes that congratulate you.
Oh.
Chad, if there's no GGs, if I go back and watch the VOD and there's no GGs for that level, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Especially the people I know who know this hack. You got to give the GGs for the watchers' keep.
Don't fail him.
Exactly.
Don't fail, you fail me. Don't fail.
Okay, so I have to mention, this is a level based around Chuck's, and the Chuck was done extremely dirty in the Mario Kart tier list. I think he ended up in 8, and that is just a travesty because the Chuck is extremely versatile. And you can see here we have a lot of different Chucks, the charging Chuck, the clapping Chuck, the football Chuck. Look at all these different Chucks. This is not an F-tier Mario character. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, this is what is literally the mid-game, and this level that I'm very happy to be not taking a death in is probably one of the hardest in the runs. And this level and the next level are a bit of a difficulty spike. If you're playing this for the first time, you're going to get held up on these levels a little bit more. That being said, the next level is my favorite in the run, and that's really for no particular reason other than the jumps are just extremely fun. This is Bridge of Moths. Shout out to a legendary creator who goes by White Moth in the community. A lot of the levels in this hack are shout outs to different members of the community at the time, because who can come up with 28 different level names? You know, that's a lot of work. Nintendo could barely do it. They just put like 1, 2, 3 in their level names. But yeah, this is a pretty tough one. I'm going to lock in for this one. So if you have any donations or anything, feel free to come in with those.
Absolutely, I do. So we have a $20 donation from DMJ3 that says the Metroid sprite should probably be the double link. Come on. So that's actually for a bid war that we've got going on right now. You can go to speedrun.gives and donate. And the bid war is for the sprite in the Super Metroid randomizer. There's a Samus one. There's 2 links in an invisible trench coat. There is a Cuphead, and there is a buff Kirby. We've had the sign up here so you can see them, but I'm for the buff Kirby myself, but this person's for the double link in an invisible trench coat. Either of them would be amazing. So you can go to speedrun.gives, and you can donate to that. We are benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and we do have an incentive for the next run, Celeste, to getting the all red berries. All we have to do is raise $1,500 before that, and we have already raised just over $1,430. So we are so close. Math in my head. I wasn't told there was going to be math here, but I think it's about $70 away from unlocking all red berries in Celeste, which is coming up next.
And one good thing about that is, hey, if $5 per death, we're on pace. I will meet that. I will meet that myself. So,
but you should help out.
Yeah, of course.
Because there might be more.
Exactly. Oh, there's all.
There might be more.
And
wait, there's more.
I just have to say, I'm also on Team Buff Kirby.
Yes.
Buff Kirby is an incredible player sprite. I don't know who thought of that, but hats off to them. All right, we got another little tricky move. Oof. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is definitely one of the, if not the toughest, honestly, in this run. And luckily, after this, we have a couple kind of break levels. You'll notice if you decide to try these out yourself, a lot of creators will go for a difficulty curve, but also kind of sprinkle in some tougher levels followed by easier levels. Just to spice things up and make it to where it's not just a completely smooth difficulty curve. But yeah, this level's got some pretty tricky timings. There we go, and Mega Scott again, very rude. There's a Koopa, I believe, above the screen that kicks that on-off, and so if you jump to that last block, you fall to your death. Luckily, we know those ahead of time. Yeah, moving right along, we'll get a little bit of a breather as we move into the forest area here. The second section of this level is actually pretty cool. It is a pretty stereotypical Kaizo trope called a sky tree, and that's actually named after the original level in Kaizo Mario World 3 called Sky Tree. And you'll see what I mean once we get there. We've just got to get through this quick section first. Again, this is no means easy, but definitely a lot easier than the last level. And so, yeah, this is a sky tree. You'll see right at the bottom of the screen, this vine will start growing, and Mario's job is to escort this vine all the way to the top. And if we do not open these turn blocks, you'll see me jumping and throwing items to open turn blocks. Those stop the vine, and basically mean you cannot progress at the end. You'll see at the very end there's a little bit of a check. But yeah, this is if you get into Kaizo, Mario World, ROM hacks, you'll see a lot of these type of levels. This one is about as chill as Kaizo can be, while still being, challenging.
So I have some important advice for you, by the way.
Oof.
We have a $10 donation from Twice Pipes that says, "Good luck, fail, and remember not to walk off."
Not to walk off. Oh, that's a good one. Good one.
Got some advice for you.
We'll try not to walk off any ledges. I do stream on Twitch over at twitch.tv/youfailme, and some people have given me the nickname the Runoff King because many times I will be running to the edge of a ledge and I will not jump, and we'll run off into a pit. All right, moving right along. We are again over halfway through the run here. 17 deaths. I will not try and do quick math, even though I am an accountant. I will not embarrass myself. But yeah, let's keep going. See how much money we can rack up from charity. This is a pretty neat level. As you'll see, part of this ground that I'm traversing through is moving, which is kind of weird. But it is what we call Layer 2, and you actually see this in the vanilla game in certain levels. And it's controlled by the on-off state here. So you'll see we have this Goomba, and we are carrying them along, and we are changing the on-off state pretty much to make it to where we can traverse the level. Like a lot of Kaizo, once you know what to do, it's a pretty smooth sailing. If you're ever doing anything that feels often in well-made and well-polished ROM hacks, if you're ever doing anything that feels really bad, that usually means you're doing something wrong. And especially Mega Scott, he's a very seasoned creator. I believe he made this hack after playing Mario Maker 1, so he's a very seasoned creator. This was his first ROM hack, and he actually has another one, a sequel to this, as well as another one being made right now. With that being said, we're in our first and only Ghost House, another pretty scary level. This is a pretty long one. I would actually say this is probably the hardest level in the run, maybe just ahead of the rope level. So I'm going to lock in here, see if we can get through this one cleanly. A lot of tight spaces here, you can see. Another really nasty troll. That is a fake throw block, and most people get there in panic and fall to their death. We got through that pretty cleanly, though. And like most ghost houses in Kaizo, they end with a classic big boo boss here. This is a really interesting one too. You can see again the ground is kind of moving with us here, and we have to find our path to these throw blocks. The big boo, if you've played vanilla, you will know takes 3 hits. So we just need to grab this one here, drop it there, and we're good to go.
So we have a $50 donation from It's Mega Scott.
Legend.
Hello all. Wanted to thank my good friend You Fail Me for showcasing a classic from our community to MomoCon. It's always heartwarming to hear words about your work, and it's even more heartwarming to support charity. And we have a $10 donation from Imp that just says goal met. And yes, we did hit the all red berries goal in Celeste. We have raised over $1,500 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital here at MomoCon, and we still have one more day left. So thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you so much, Mega. It's an honor to be able to play this here. Again, I could talk about Kaizo for hours. I've started playing in 2019 and have sunk thousands of hours into it. It's a hobby that I've truly come to love, and I don't create many. I've created a few levels in my day, but I don't create much myself. So I've always felt very indebted to all the creators out there that just make these for free, just for the passion and their love of just making levels. And yeah, it means a lot. I'm happy to be able to show it off on this stage. And I actually got into this as partly from watching a Kaizo at a marathon. So again, if this looks fun to you, it's very difficult. But in 2025, Kaizo Super Mario World has never been more approachable to get into. If you, I'll go ahead and shout it out now, as we actually only have 3 levels left in the run. If you go to smwcentral.net, that is where you can find all the information you would need to give this a try yourself. You'll find Kaizo hacks from anywhere from the beginner range to the insane difficulty range. And there are even Kaizo hacks that are not Kaizo, and they kind of more align with the traditional vanilla game. And so, yeah, even if this type of difficulty is not for you, maybe you would be interested in those type of Mario hacks. But yeah, smwcentral.net. They also have a Discord with a bunch of amazing people that are just more than willing to help you get started and give you recommendations. And I know when I was starting out back in 2019, I relied a lot on the community for kind of what should I play. But yeah, so if this looks interesting to you, and if you really like hard platforming, before I got into this, I wasn't much of a platformer myself. Since then, I've played a lot of platformers, tough platformers. In my opinion, Super Mario World physics are unmatched, which that's probably surprising to hear if you've only played the vanilla game. But trust me, it's once you get it down, it will spoil you.
So let me ask you this. Have you found that playing like a non-Kaizo platformer is harder because you're always expecting it to be Kaizo and it's not?
I will tell you why it's harder. It's not necessarily because of that. It is because I always want to be holding down the Y button. In Mario, you're pretty much always holding Y to run, and in a lot of platformers, you don't have to do that. So the run coming up after this is a great example because I love Celeste, and I always find myself accidentally holding the Y button button, depending on what controller I'm using. On the Xbox, it would be X, when it's completely unneeded, and that can actually make the game a little bit harder. But in another sense, I don't find myself not enjoying other platformers. I would say it's definitely, Kaizo has certainly ruined vanilla SMW for me. If I ever go back and play that, I'm just falling asleep. I still enjoy a lot of different platformers, and always looking for the next fun platformer that's coming out. And this is a level themed around. Look how cool this mole is. The Mega Mole and the Monty Mole, who I really took that tier list to heart. The Monty Mole did get a lot of love, S tier, and I do agree with that. I don't think the Mega Mole was on there, but if the Mega Mole was on there, it would definitely also be S tier. Look at those shades. The Mega Mole is just too cool. And just like that, we are going into the last level. Wow, this run goes by very quickly.
Yeah.
So this last level is a kind of a gauntlet castle in the sense of it is 6 rooms with a checkpoint after the 3rd room. And then we have a Reznor or Buoy boss, and that is where time will be. As soon as I kill all of the Reznors, there's a little whistle, and I will call that, and that will be the end of the run. And so let's just try and get through these. So any death, you'll see the little signs that Mega made himself. Actually, those may actually be in the vanilla game. I don't remember. But yeah, if we take a death in this room, for instance, we're going all the way back into room 1. So it's definitely pretty punishing in the speed run. We will try not to watch out for that. And then this will be a checkpoint. We won't hit a physical midway, but luckily Mega Scott was nice enough to give us a checkpoint here. So yeah, 3 more rooms. And we are at 20 deaths. That would be a clean number to end on. So let's see what we can do. The Reznor in this castle is a custom Reznor. You'll notice it spits different fireballs than it would normally, and it spits a lot more of them. So just for reference, the world record in this hack, which I do not have, it has 1 death, which is insane.
Wow.
And it is to this Reznor. So that I can tell you how scary it is. But here we go. Let's see if we can get through it cleanly. Oh, and we can't. Look at that.
Oh.
The fireballs were everywhere. Yeah, it can be tough to react to. Sometimes they're shooting them while you're already in the air, and you don't have quite enough time to adjust. But there we go, and here it is, time.
GG's.
There we go. 22 deaths. That is, again, my PB is 7. That is perfectly fine for me for a marathon setting, and I'm very happy to be able to show this off to you guys. And so here we have a final little cutscene where Mega tells us this is the end of your journey, but there may be more. And like I said, there's a good bit more to this hack for the 100%. This is where the any percent ends. And yeah, I just want to give a special couple shout outs. First of all, to my wife at home, my amazing wife, my family, my friends who supported me, who always support me. And again, to Mega Scott again and all the creators out there who create these for us. These literally just free games for us to play. And again, to Super Mario World Central and all the staff there that put in a lot of hard work managing the site and the Discord. And yeah, that is Akogare Mario World. I again highly recommend, if this looks fun to you, go to supermarioworldcentral.net, go to the FAQ, and you can get set up for this in about 10 minutes and give it a try yourself. And yeah. That's all for me.
And hey, we have a $10 donation from #1 Mume fan that says, congrats on beating the run, under 30 minutes, under 30 deaths.
Let's go.
So coming up next here at Momentum, we're going to keep the momentum going with Celeste, the true ending, and we did unlock all red berries thanks to your donations. You can continue donating at speedrun.gives, but now we're going to get set up for Celeste. So we're going to get off the stage here, but you don't close that tab.